Okay. Can you see my screen? Hello? Can anybody confirm whether are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So yeah, welcome all. Welcome to our demo. So I'll start with my introduction. My name is Ashmi, and from last more than 3.5 years, I'm working for in the Salesforce Vlocity domain. So what is the velocity and why do we go for velocity, right? So if we go in the market, so today's agenda we will cover on what is velocity and how it works, what are the industry clouds in the velocity, advantages of the velocity. We'll understand the basic velocity components, and I'll introduce you guys with velocity accessibility, velocity university, and the velocity different developer environments. Okay, so this would be our agenda for today. The services in the Salesforce. So you guys are, most of you may be aware about this cloud computing services like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. IaaS is, so Salesforce is a multi-tenant environment where we all are using shared infrastructure to access our resources, right? So which comprises the storage, servers, networks, and all those components. So the SaaS is will have an software that would be used by our end customers. So they don't need to install or maintain a software in their mobile phones or in their devices, right? So they can easily access those applications or softwares from the cloud on the fly. So what the PaaS is, platform as a service, which actually provides a developer a platform where we can go and build an application on top of our infrastructure as a service, like Velocity comes picture. So using Velocity, we can, without doing much coding, we can build an industry specific applications, digitalization, and all other advantages that comes in Velocity. So what the problem with the custom development is, will have to do a lot of coding. Let's say you need to develop an end-to-end application using Java or some other another language. So you'll need to do line by line coding for each and every page, right? So that is a complex to maintain the coding and the develop an entire end-to-end industry specific application, right? So what Velocity offers is industry specific transactional capabilities where with specific to your customer or a client, you can develop an application very easily with Velocity. So let's say you have a client and they wanted to build an application, let's say for sales team, then they wanted to build an application for end customer users, which already they are holding some account, or let's say you wanted to develop an application, the guest users, which are not customers to your a client, but they could be, there could be a chances. So rather than creating a 3 applications for 3 different types of users, with Velocity, you can have a single application and you can manage the accessibility, provide the appropriate access on objects and all other stuff. And you can manage the same applications for a different set of users. the seamless service quality with customer 360-degree view and increased self-service capability. So that means, so you can show account details with all his information, like his transaction history, what all are the orders he's been placed, or what all are the orders that he has missed in between, let's say, and what is his billing details, his service account details, and all other stuff you can display one at a glance. Then we have a omni channel which provides us a great user experience with CPQ solutions offering. So what CPQ is, in Velocity, we manage our, we configure our code pricing and quoting. That is nothing but a CPQ, right? So we configure a code specific to your client, not a client, specific to your user, as per their or a very accurate code that we provide to our customer through the CPQ. And last but not least is a compelling user interface. So you can design user interface with a lot of built-in libraries, or you can use the CSS classes and the libraries, HTML files. Those are already built in, so you just need to use them in your component. So the next is, which all are areas that Velocity is being. So Velocity is serving in all these different domains like communications, media and entertainment, energy and utilities, insurance, health, and the government domain. So today, as a part of demo, we'll be more focusing on the communications part. So all other domains, few of the components or the concepts are, most of the concepts are same, but there are some additional concepts that we required in the communications domain, like your EPC, configuring your product, and your order management, your contract life cycle management. So those are the concepts which are additional in your communications domain, which are not there in health and all those domains. So why Velocity is providing in, so like they have created industry specific domains, like what they did, they have identified the need of each and every domain, and they have customized their managed package as per our end customers need, so that will not have to go for any customization or do lot of coding just to achieve our goals. So if our client is communication, then we can go with the communication. So based on your client, we can go with these domains. So what the Salesforce Industries Communication Cloud provides, so it actually provides the digital customer engagement, customer lifecycle management, shared product catalog driven order management, and the fulfillment, and industry specific data model. So if you see diagram here that I added, if you see the other domains like insurance, health, and public domain, and the communications domain, so all those three things are common, like data raptors, Underscript, and cards. So with the help of these three domains, you can build an UI for other domains, but there are some additional features that are added specifically for the communications domain, that is CPQ, EPC. So CPQ is configure, price, and quoting. EPC is to manage your product catalog, that is to manage your shared product catalog. Then order management is nothing but once the customer submits your order, so after that in the back end you'll need to, so for customer that is end of the journey, but for us, the client, they need to manage their order, like they need to fulfill that order, they need to check the invoke the billing system, invoke the service accounts, and all those stuff comes under order management. The contract life cycle management is in between the your CPQ and your order management. Once customer provides a code to your end customer, So contract like cycle management comes in picture, where they'll have to accept your code, whatever the prices the user has been configured, they'll need to accept that, and then your order management journey starts. So these all are the customers of the Vlocity in CMT domain, Verizon, British Telecom, Rogers Communications, all those, there are many more, Vodafone. So all those are the customers for the CMT domain. So I personally, I have worked for Verizon, British Telecom, and there is one more which is not listed here, a Lumen account, CenturyLink account, that those accounts I have handled. Insurance and health. So those are all the clients that we have in Vlocity. So what are the main advantages of Vlocity? First, it provides the industry-specific data model, extending the existing Salesforce data model, right? So Vlocity is built on top of your Salesforce. Let's say all are the basic, let's take a standard standard Salesforce object like code, account, opportunity. So all those are the Salesforce standard object, but Vlocity is using those standard object, and they have added a few more their fields and all, and they are using the Salesforce data model on with their features. It provides faster development of pages for business flows with complex functionalities. So without doing much coding, with just a drag and drop functionality, you can develop a flow. So I'll show you a simple journey, how you can um, design guided journey for your customer without doing any coding or without writing a single line of code. So I'll show you, I'll give you a sample demo for that. Then it provides a exhaustive process library with a pre-configured workflows, enabling code-free, dynamic, and the responsive solutions. So as per your industry cloud, they provides us specific libraries, so you can install, you can download that package from the Vlocity success community, and you can install those package in your environment, and you can start using the specific domain for your Salesforce. So you can integrate with other systems easily. Let's take an example of billing. Let's say your client so they got an order, so they wanted to manage the billing, so and that billing is managed by a party, third party client, right? So we can integrate the billing system with any other system easily. In Velocity, most of the cases we process the data in the JSON format. So that is very easy to understand and faster in processing. So these all are the that I have put it down, but there are many more advantages of Velocity. So you'll get to understand once we'll be there in Velocity. So what are the Velocity out of the box features? So the order capture process, then a declarative approach to build business flows, that is Omni Studio and the FlexCard. Then order management, that comes orchestration and the decomposition, that is managing your order, billing system, service account, and fulfillment of your order. Then this is the main which comes enterprise product catalog. So here you can manage your product. You can actually you can use a shared product catalog for all your customers, or you can give a discount, promotions, anything very easily in the using EPC, Velocity EPC. You can Velocity CPQ provides most accurate code to your customer. So with this help of EPC and CPQ, you can provide a very specific and accurate code to your customer. Then digital commerce and card-based API. So Vlocity provides standard APIs to create a card, or to update a card, to modify a card, or do operations on your card. And there are other digital commerce APIs. So using digital commerce and card-based API, you can manage your card. And the last one is industry specific data models, like I explained earlier, right? CMT, communication domain, comes a few extra concept that we need to learn. So same way, for other domains as well, they provide their own data model as per the industry needs. So these all are the basic velocity components that would be useful in your all domains, whether it's CMT, health, industry, any industry. So these all are the basic components that would be helpful for you. So what the flex card is, let's say you wanted to display an account information, a whole account information, the history about your user details, your account details, your billing details, your quote history, your order history, the whole information about your account. So you can go with the flex card. So that cards that displays the contextual information and actions at a glance format for your customer data account, right? So FlexCard will use that whenever you need to display whole information particular to your user or in any account. So Underscript will be used to guide for normally for a guided journey. We use Underscript. Let's say you wanted. Let's take an example of any. Let's take example of Amazon. Any online shopping website. So what the normal journey is, you'll have a list of product, you'll select some product, and you'll configure. So you will configure means you'll after selection, let's take an example of mobile phone, right? You got a list of mobile phone, let's say Apple 10, 11, 12, 13, and you selected Apple 11. So after selecting, you select a memory, a RAM, a color. That is nothing but configuring your product. After configuring, you'll add that product in a cart, and then you'll submit for an order. So before submitting, what you'll check your whether your address is there for your account, or and all those things, right? Your delivery address. Uh, so Omniscript generally used for a guided journey. So this is nothing but a guided journey. That could be guided journey for your end customer or for your salesperson. So data raptors we use for internal service management, like configuring the service for retrieving, transforming, and updating data. So let's say you wanted to do some manipulations with your data in the backend. So how we do in Salesforce, we use software queries, right, to write the data, to retrieve any data from the objects. So instead of using a software query, so we can configure a DR that is again a configurable. You don't need to write any query, nothing. So you can use a data raptor to retrieve a data or to update a data, or you can transform. Let's say you have a one JSON format and you need to transform it to your own format, right? So in that case, you can use a data raptor transform to transform your data from one form to another form. Then integration procedure is a declarative tool which actually runs on the server side, so which will reduce your time and which will actually give a performance for you, a very good performance. Then this IDX and the IDX build tool and IDX workbench. So those are like a deployment tools which we use to for, let's say you wanted to deploy or migrate some data or some components from one environment to another environment, or from one environment to Git repo. So in that case, you can go with the IDX tool or the IDX workbench built in. there is one more velocity build tool. So for velocity component, you can go for velocity build tool as well.
So Ashwini, I just have one question, if I can ask. So
Yeah, sure, please go ahead.
so FlexCard is for UI, is my understanding correct?
Can you come again?
The FlexCards are to display the UI or develop the UIs, right? Is that correct understanding?
No. See, FlexCard and Underscript both develops the UI, but
Okay.
for which requirement you'll go for FlexCard is, let's say you have a customer and you need to display a whole details of your customer, like his account details, his user details, then his billing history, then his quote history, his order history, right? So all those details you wanted to display on a single screen, right? Where we normally display users information. So that time you'll go with FlexCard. Or when will you'll go for Underscript? Let's say you wanted to buy a product. Let's take an example of Amazon. So so you have a screen where you'll display all the available products. Let's take an example of phones, right? So on screen 1 is your all available mobile phones. Screen 2 is you'll select one phone, let's say Apple 11. Then you'll have to configure that, right? Let's say you need to select a price, storage, then what else is there? Your color, right? All those things. So you'll configure code. So that are nothing but different screens, right? That comes up. So whenever you want a user to go on through a different screens, that time you'll go for an Underscript. So wherever you need a step-by-step journey, one after another, you'll go for an Underscript. But wherever you need a single screen, but with all his information, that time you go for a FlexCard.
Okay, and and does Velocity now supports LWC also instead of just only Omniscript?
Yes.
And that goes in hand
Yes.
with FlexCard. Is that right?
Yes, right.
Okay. So in short,
let's
FlexCard.
say that could be.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just making my understanding
Okay.
clearer.
Please go ahead and yeah.
So FlexCard is nothing but like LWC or Aura components. Omniscript is a JavaScript. Is that a right assumption?
No.
No. Okay.
See, so LWC component you'll use both FlexCard and Omniscripts as well. So when you'll go for LWC component, let's say you wanted to build a complex UI, and still Omniscript provides a lot of out of the box element. But let's say you need to display a lot of what related to what information. Let's take an example of configure screen, right? Product configuration screen. Let's say you wanted to configure your mobile phone, right? So you can go there with LWC component. So you can build that particular screen LWC component, and you can attach that LWC component in the Underscript.
Oh, okay, got it.
You can override any out-of-the-box Underscript component with the LWC component, and you can add your customization that component. Let's say you need to have, let's say I want to display one header here. Okay, so let's consider this is my Underscript. I want to display one header here, right? So what I'll go for text block, and I'll add my text here, right? Which will display here. So in your case, if your need is to have that text like very fancy and all, so you can go with CSS. But even if not able to do out of the box text block, So you go ahead and override that text block, and you can add multiple features on that particular text block, like a slideshow or anything.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Anything else? Should we go ahead?
Yeah, please. Thank you so much.
This is what is create an interactive guided path to complete the process. Configure interactive business processes that are easy to use, yet have complex functionalities behind the scene. So you can just drag and drop no code structure of the UI component. So you can use the templates or you can use the LWC component wherever you need an additional customization. That's what I told you. I'll not spend time here because we already discussed the Underscript and the FlexCard. So if you see here in the screenshot, I'm choosing your number and then I'm
I think we lost Ashwini.
hello. So sorry, I
Yes,
was
yeah. We are given host now.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'm sharing. I'm sharing again. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Ashwini, we can see the screen.
Okay. Let's go ahead from the Underscript. Can you share screen? Isn't it my screen? It's my screen.
We are able to see your screen. Yes.
Okay. So what the flex cards are, we have already discussed, right? So you see here, this is an account. So the customer story, the overview, the details, related relationships, what are the mobiles she has bought, then the profile offers. So wherever you need to display an information of particular users, all the history of that particular user. So that time we'll go for a flex card. Okay, so so FlexCard is about this. I'll show you a simple guided journey that I have built for a mobile for a tools. That is not a long way, but a small guided journey. And for other more details about the content and all that I won't be sharing now. So you can go ahead and visit the svtechsoft.com/velocity. So there you'll find content of the whole content of this code, like the how to configure a Underscript, how to go for a flex card, and all other CPQ components as well. So for now, I'll show you. And so this is a simple customer mobile order Underscripts. I have configured a few steps. So I'll just show you how the Underscript looks like. This is very basic that I did just for a demo purpose, but you can add your complex logic and all those stuff. I don't know. I am so sorry. Maybe it's my network issue because of that. So if you see, this is my first screen where all other available mobiles are getting displayed here. So once I'll add once I'll select a product, it will get added into my cart. So for now, I have 0 items in my cart. Now I added Apple iPhone XL show. This is my out of box cart. I have base price of 999, and it's an error that some required attributes are missing. So you can go ahead and configure it. Let's say I have defaulted the capacity to 64, mobile phone is my iOS, size is this one. So all those are pre-configured, but the color is something that user can choose. So this is all other fields are, these are all attributes. So all other attributes are read only, and only color is user can select. Right, I have configured it. Is missing. What is missing? Also network issues didn't updated in the backend. This is a selected new user. User can select mobile phone as well as any other mobile plan with same mobile phone, and they can place an order. So behind the scenes, I'm calling a lot of Velocity card-based APIs to create a card to display the product. So all other things that I'm querying using Velocity out-of-the-box CPQ card APIs. Even updating this field in the backend. I don't know why the error is coming up, so we'll go ahead and we'll go for the next step. So this is my mobile plan section. So here with your mobile phone that is already in your cart, you can add your, let's say you wanted to add an individual choice plan or you wanted a family plan. So you can add that. See, now I have 2 items in my cart, family and this. So this is a product structure for, so this is the product structure. You can configure a bundle and you can have an individual product. And you can submit an order. And the JSON data you can manage here from here. So this is all the data that Underscript and FlexCard that stores is in JSON format. So you can go ahead and do whatever you wanted to do with this JSON. Let's click on next. So that is the end of my Underscript. I just have those simple steps. See on the right side panel, it's showing me a user bar, a progress bar that on which step user is. Like when I was on product selection step, that time this tick box was there. When I was on now I have completed both of the steps, so it's showing me that both are completed. Yeah, this is how the Underscript looks like. So maybe we'll discuss this technical details more once you guys join a course. So yeah, any questions? That's all that I wanted to show you for today. Is there anything that I can help you with? So for more details related to course training, you can always contact svtechsoft. You can mail us or you can call us, WhatsApp us, anything. And the course related content, you can go ahead and visit svtechsoft.com/velocity.
Hey, I have one question about the timing. Is it fine if you start like 30 minutes after like whatever time we are scheduled, like every day 11 EST?
11?
I mean, can you postpone it by 30 minutes?
Sure.
I think you are starting 8 p.m. IST, right? So is it okay
Yeah,
for you guys
right,
to
right.
start 8:30 IST?
So we'll take all others' opinion and we can decide the time accordingly.
Yep. Sounds good.
Any doubts, any clarifications?
Yeah, hi Ashwini, Arun here. So in the course, are we going to cover contract renewal as well? I mean, once the
Contract
order is,
lifecycle management.
yeah. I mean, once the contract is done, if the customer wants to renew his contract, so I mean, are we going to cover that as well in the course?
No. See, we'll cover basic components like how you can build a contract, how user can accept a contract. So with the help of those contract, the components, you can add your a specific need of your project or a client, and you can build accordingly, right? Because this is a scenario very specific to your client. That's right. So I'll show you how you can build a contract and how you can accept the contract, how the contract would be signed, and how the contract generates. But the renewal and all would be a very customization that maybe I won't be covering.
Okay.
And will we be getting the access to these orgs to do hands-on?
Yes, so that is my training org. So yeah, will provide you an access to a training org for individual, and you can go ahead and practice there.
Sure. Sounds good.
So today I can understand most of the part was theoretical part, but yeah, in the actual development, we can start development from tomorrow. So there I'll explain each and every component in detail, like in which all scenarios we can use what, we can go for what and all.
Yeah, and
Ashwini, I have
So
a
Ashwini,
question.
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, the development part
So
will be taught by you only, Salesforce development course, developer course.
No, not Salesforce. I'll be on velocity development.
Okay, velocity development. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is kind of administration, correct?
Velocity, yeah, but that is different from a Salesforce admin because all the components and the concept are pretty much different from the Salesforce admin.
Yeah. Actually, I joined late. Okay. So I just wanted to know, like,
Okay.
the complete stack of like, Salesforce. And
Yeah, I have a component that what we'll be covering. So we'll be covering the FlexCards, Underscript, data raptor, integration procedures, as well as I'll be covering card-based APIs, digital commerce APIs, the EPC, CPQ, all those things.
okay. So
So those
velocity is
are not the these are all purely velocity components.
okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
and Ashwini, so what all we can expect in the training documents? Like when are we going to receive that? I mean, day wise or?
Uh, Yeah. So you can access the document there, and on the day one, I'll give you an access to an environment, and maybe let's say we'll be covering an Omniscript. So I'll give you an document related to an exercise and all related to Omniscript. Is that okay?
Okay, so in that documents we'll be having the steps and all those information related
Right,
to.
right. I'll be giving you an exercise guide so you can practice later on as well. And also I'll be covering few scenarios in the class.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so is there a need to know the core Salesforce platform in order to understand Velocity? Or is it okay if you even if you have no knowledge of core Salesforce platform?
I'll suggest at least you'll need some basic information like what are the objects, how object works, how the relationship works. So those basic concepts would be needing, because not only the UI will be covering the backend as well, and there are a lot of Salesforce of objects that we are using here in the Velocity. So if you at least you should know what object we use for what purpose. I'll try to explain. So if you guys don't have any Velocity Salesforce background, so yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll explain those concepts as per your understanding. So don't worry if you don't have any Salesforce background. Just let me know when, if you are going to join from tomorrow, then yeah, I'll explain maybe I'll add something more that you guys can understand as well.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Ashwini, just in case if I miss some sessions, so will you be guys providing the recordings?
Yep, definitely will forward you all the study materials and the recordings as well. So I'll be guiding you throughout your course. So any time, so any doubts you can ask me anywhere, or you can come back with your doubts and your queries, questions. So yeah, I'll be resolving all of them.
Thank you.
Ashwin, it's a 30-day course, right?
Yeah, it's 30 days.
So, I mean, can we get like day-wise agenda topics prior to that, or?
I'll have to prepare for that, the day-wise agenda. Okay, if you guys need it, I'll make an agenda day-wise and I'll provide. But most of the times it
Yeah,
happens,
so
like
that we'll.
let's say we delay something or some, so but it's okay if you guys need, I'll prepare an agenda.
Yeah, so that we'll know like what is covered on a particular day, and it would
Yeah,
be easy for us
if
to.
any is missed, yeah, okay, yeah, definitely. Any other questions, queries, concerns?
Ashwini, do I have to be an admin before taking this course, or?
No, I already told, right? If you don't have
Yeah.
any admin background, just let me know while I am explaining any concept, anything. So if you're not understanding, so so just let me know that you don't have any Salesforce background. So I'll make sure that you guys also understand those concepts or those objects. So I'll spend a few more minutes on explaining the Salesforce concept as well.
Amazing. Great.
So
Thank you.
don't worry if you don't have a background on Salesforce. I'll explain you as well and make sure you understand.
How is the job market like? What hourly rate can I target with this course?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, how's the job market, and what hourly rate would I get if I complete the course? I can target? Like,
Early rate in the market, I'm not aware about, but velocity is in boom, I'll say, in the market. So you have more jobs rather than in velocity admin or velocity LWC lightning framework. There are more jobs for velocity, Salesforce velocity in the market right now. And there are companies and clients who are ready to pay you as much you want.
okay.
So very high demand skill.
Okay, great.
Actually, I have one more doubt. So you mentioned deployments, right? So those deployments are similar to Salesforce deployments, or we have some other process here to deploy velocity components?
So for velocity component, I personally I was using velocity build tool. So that is same like Workbench, right? If you have used, and this IDX, I really haven't used because I was much familiar with the velocity build tool, but that is again a UI framework. So that is like, you know, it seems like Workbench, same way you have a metadata package file and all. So same way, if you need, maybe I'll give a sample demo on this as well in deep. So how you can use the Workbench. So Workbench I know. So Workbench and the IDX build tool.
Okay, so which is easy? Like Workbench is easy, right, to deploy?
Yeah.
Is there a certification for velocity?
Yes, we do have a lot of certifications. The very basic is Omni Studio Developer. Then you have a Omni Studio Consultant. You have Velocity CPQ, Velocity Order Management. Then there are others as well.
Okay.
The very basic is Velocity Omni Studio Developer. That is on this main four focuses on this 4 areas.
Would you help us with like
These
interview
are
questions?
like core components of velocity. Mhm.
Would you help us with like interview questions and preparing our resume, stuff like that?
Yes, definitely I can guide you on that.
Okay.
Anything else that we wanted to cover? We have a few more minutes. We can discuss.
I totally missed the session today. So can you just send me the recording for this? The demo session?
Yes, just call on this number and give your mail ID. I'll forward it to you.
Okay, sure. All right, thank you. Thank you from my side.
Most welcome. Anything
All right.
else?
I don't have any questions. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. I'll reach out to this number to sign up for the session. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks all. Thank you so much. Thanks for your time. And we'll wrap up for today 10 minutes early.
Thank you.
Thanks all.